What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. So recently I did a community post. I asked the question, what knife steel from what company would you like to see? And I gave a couple different options. The overwhelming majority came back with Hogue and their Magnacut. Now this Magnacut is the Magnacut that came out after they went back to the drawing board and they up the HRC. So this is what the Magnacut will be at when you or if you get a Deka or a Hogue in Magnacut. This should be exactly what you are getting from the retail store or from Hogue at this point. Now, for the edge, I have not sharpened this. This is the factory edge, and this knife has seen little to no use on that edge. It's mainly been a comparison knife. I have carried it some, but like I said, little to no use on that edge. And I am very curious to see how this thing performs. We have a lot of cardboard to get through. I don't know if I have enough cardboard, but this should give us a pretty good idea of where this Magnacut stands. I'm going to be changing the camera angle and the view, so we'll go ahead and get things switched around and we will get started. And the other thing to remember here is, guys, we only have one shot at this because if something, so we're going to basically just roll with the punches here on this one. There won't be any restarts or any redos. Once we get started, we are officially started. So let's go ahead and get started with this guy. We have the Hogue Deka here. Sorry about the lighting. This is about the best that we can do. I was able to turn up the studio light a little bit. So let's get started here. We got the Hogue Deka in Magnacut. We are going to see how many cuts this thing can perform, and we will go from there. So let's just break these down, and then we'll get some pieces rolling. We'll kind of keep track after we get through so many, and then we'll kind of keep account, or you can keep account. But I'm not really going to be. We can count maybe how many feet of cardboard. That might be kind of hard to do, but I know how many boxes and how many pieces we kind of have here, so we'll kind of have an idea. But this is basically just going to be a very general test to just kind of see how this stuff performs. And as far as I've heard, Hogue has done a very good job with their Magnacut. So let's see here. And maybe we'll do some, do some toughness type stuff as well. We'll kind of see how that tip holds up. So we'll break these ones down, and then we'll really start getting after it here. It seems to be, it's not aggressively sharp, I should say, but it seems to be, I think it's nice and thin. So that really helps this knife out. And the Magnacut might be, a perfect steel for something like this. I mean, Magnacut's a well-rounded steel. And one thing I'm noticing is I'm not getting caught in the sharpening choil there. I am able to just make these nice long cuts all the way through. So let's start getting into And we can do some edge testing, you know, in between each box or something, and see if it's still got that, you know, hair shaving edge. Definitely likes going after it. It's got a nice pokey tip. That tip works very good at getting into the material. This thing is definitely a cutting machine. Okay, we are almost through our first box here. We're getting close. I think we have, you can actually get a lot of cuts out of this card, out of these boxes, if you wanted to do some of your own testing. Okay. We'll grab these last couple sides here. And we will check that edge on some magazine paper. Safety first, guys. And if this somehow, I don't think it's going to make it through all these boxes. I just don't think there's any way that it will, because I have quite a few here. But if it somehow does, we can continue on some of these, you know, longer cuts. So let's check that edge. When this officially loses its bite on the paper, that's kind of when we can stop the test. We might be there. I mean, it's still going to have, I can tell that it still has its working edge. Boy, I don't know, guys. That might be, well, maybe it's just me. Yeah, I think that's just me. She's still sharp. For some reason, this paper's goofy. I do feel one little spot kind of right here on this straight. Alright, let's keep going. We'll go through another one. Now, all that cutting, though, that's a lot of cardboard right there. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that it's lost its toothy edge, really. But, as you can see, it's still cutting very well. So, this is just one I kind of wanted to get out of the way. Still got that nice pokey tip. Okay. I forgot that I had one kind of ready, sort of. We'll set these pieces to the side here. I guess we can take it till it's... We'll just take it... Well, I guess you'll be taking it till however long you can sit and watch this. But I guess I'll take this till it's pretty much dull. You know, to the point where I think it's kind of pointless. And then we'll just kind of see what we have. Or what we've cut. Let me know down in the comments if you're enjoying GBalls' first big cut test with all this fancy editing and the dual camera work. I mean, this is as good a quality as you can get here on YouTube. I mean, the lighting is perfect. We got multiple camera angles here. It really doesn't get much better than this. So this is some high quality stuff here, guys. You don't really get much better than this. So we are into our second box here. I mean, I guess we did that little box, but she's still cutting very good. I mean, it might not be cutting that magazine paper very good, but boy, she's still slicing the cardboard very good. Boy, that's a slicey bugger, man. I'm telling you. Woo-hoo-hoo. It don't show it on the magazine paper, but the way it's cutting through this stuff still. Oh, let's see here. Let's take it through that. One thing I can say is it stays in the cuts very well. I'm not having any trouble keeping this thing in any of the cuts. So that is definitely one of the many pros of this knife. I mean, it's lightweight, very lightweight. It's USA made. It's affordable. Looks good. Nice thin blade stock. Typically comes in Magnacut or 20 CV. So, kind of hard to beat the Deka, really. You know, for just pure EDC and work use. Boy. She is still just a cutting. This thing's impressive. Just getting a little struggly there. I guess it's more my grip, actually. Alright. I see one more piece. Two more. Boy, we're getting a pile here, fellers. I'm gonna switch to a squeeze grip. I know my left hand's tired of squeezing like this already. See, squeezing it like this, that's a game changer. I don't know why that... Alright. And those are some big boxes. This one is a little smaller. More like a medium box. Those last two were definitely on the larger side of boxes goes anyway. We'll just go piece by piece at this point. It's still feeling very good. Boy, your grip really matters. If you're doing a lot of cutting like this, your grip is going to really matter. So if you just got your casual grip, that works good, but switching to the hammer grip is a game changer. Quit hitting the camera. Okay. Wow, this... And if you decide to leave before this is over, and I possibly cut myself or anything like that, and you miss it, well, shame on you. But if you do decide to leave before the end, or you decide to skip ahead or whatever, do old G-Ball a favor and make sure you hit that thumbs up button and leave a little comment down below. Because G-Ball's putting in overtime for you tonight. So, we'll cut this off camera here. I'll run it right into my genitals here. Let's go against her here. On the seam. Boy. Starting to lose a little of that initial bite. But this thing might end up being able to just keep slicing due to that geometry and how thin this thing is. Wow. Should we try some doubles? Well, it's just that thing is just killing it. Holy smokes. Still feels a little, I mean, it still feels I kind of want to do some stabbing too, you know, and just kind of see what this thing's made of. Because I think eventually here, my time limit on my phone might, now I did clear some extra space for this, but I think we may run out of time before this thing is actually done. Because, to be honest, I mean, my thumb is getting fatigued. But, I think this thing could potentially, I mean, it's still, I won't know how many cuts. I was planning on keeping track, but I won't know. You might know if you want to keep track, or if you've been keeping track, how many cuts we've made. But I won't know until we're done at this point. I was going to keep track, but that's just too much to do here while I'm trying to break all this shit down, keep it on the camera, sort of. Try not to cut myself, that sort of thing. Let's break this box down, and we'll kind of see, because we're already at 25. Unless we can get her to, I mean, there's times where I think, oh, it's starting to get dull, and then it just rips through a section. So then that's telling me that's just the cardboard giving it, you know, a little fuss. But this thing is just tearing. Tearing through it, guys. Tearing. Come on, baby. And I was just thinking, when I was grabbing this piece, I might have enough, you know, if we kind of stop this one at 30 minutes or so and kind of call it done, I would have probably enough cardboard to do another test. And I had a lot of people ask me to do AM8's S90V. So we could almost kind of see, you know, how does AM8's S90 compare with Hogue's Magnacut. And see, you know, this will give us kind of a starting point. And if I was a more prepared person when it came to doing something like this, when I used to work at my old job, I could get as much strapping, seatbelt strap, twine, I mean unlimited amount of things to cut, to test, but I no longer work there, and sometimes I wish I did for cases like this, because between rope and twine and strapping and seatbelt strap, I could have had an unlimited amount from my old work, and then cardboard as well. So that sucks, and I'm definitely not going out and buying that stuff, at least not at this stage of the game. I ain't Stasa. You know what I'm saying? This ain't old Stasser here. This is G-Ball. The vision. The vision of G-Ball. Holy smokes. Little Big Red tribute. The Holy Smokes King. So what are you carrying? What are you up to? Are you even still here? Hello? Is anyone there? Mom? She's definitely not here. Dad? Hello? Hell, my little lantern down there is about buried. Let's see what we got here. Guys, I think if we were to try to run this till it was dull, it might take us an hour of nonstop footage, and I don't have the space to do that. I don't have the, nobody's going to sit through that, and I can't keep doing it. But I think this thing is maybe, I don't know how many cuts that was. I'll count after the video's over. But that is a ton of cardboard. I mean, that's... And here I was thinking, I might as well cut myself. Good thing I got tough thumbs. But here I'm thinking this isn't going to make it. And it's actually tiring me out, cutting all this shit up. Let's do... Yeah, guys, it's really not showing any signs of slowing down. Let me know if you did keep track of cuts, and I'll kind of let you know in a post comment what I came up with. But this thing could just keep going and going. Maybe we can run an extended test after this. I will not touch this edge. I won't strop it. I won't cut anything else with it. And maybe we can do a continuation at some point. Let me know down in the comments, though, if you wouldn't mind seeing AMA and Migron's S90V or even their M390. I was thinking the S90V, but let me know, what you think down in the comments. And one thing I can say for certain is... I knew this was a good knife, but this really has changed my, just doing this has really changed my perspective on this knife. It's easy to control. It's comfortable. It's slicey as all hell. And the Magnacut is great at the edge retention. It seems nice and tough. Hogue has a true winner in this knife right here. The lock is nice and strong. It's lightweight, and not that lightweight matters to me. But, when you can have the capabilities that this has in something this size and this weight, that is, and at that price point, that is impressive. So there is the Magnacut Deka version 2. That is the cut test, episode 1. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see that S90V. I'll round up some more boxes. I have some more. I have several more. And we'll do a test. We'll see if it can get through this much or more in about 30, 35 minutes. I love you guys. If you stayed through this whole thing, I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll give you a little kissy. Love you guys. And I will catch you on the next one. And before I, cut the camera off, if you were expecting some sort of scientific test of, a bunch of different things. This was kind of just a generalized test, just to see, see how the knife worked, see what it was capable of, and to see how it would do cutting a mountain of cardboard. So, maybe someday we'll get better at doing these such things. But for now, I think that's impressive on the knife's part. Not impressive on my part with video and so on, but definitely an impressive knife. And, this really lives up to being a very desired knife and well worth any hype that it has, and should definitely have even more praise. I also have a Wharncliffe in 20 CV. That would have been another great one to test out. But I just figured I'd throw that little tidbit in there. Maybe we'll get more scientific with it as time goes on. But we're going to do a lot more stuff like this, using the knives, testing the knives, showcasing the knives, a little bit more hands-on with the knife. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys on the next one.